League Realistic Performance Tier. I am Heykatra alongside Ritzy Raccoon for round 15 of the United States Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas. Let's have a little bit of a background on the United States Grand Prix. It was first held in 1908. There have been 49 Grand Prix, and 10 of them have been at different, or actually 10 have been held, 10 venues, thank you, have been I guess, host to the United States Grand Prix, but the most has been from Watkins Glen from 1961 to 1980. It's a pretty big race so far today because there is 14 drivers of the 21 that are scored on the scoring table that will call this their home Grand Prix. The Circuit of the Americas is in Austin, Texas, and it was his first Grand Prix was in 2012. It is a 5.513 kilometer, 3.426 mile track with 120 seating capacity, 120,000 seating capacity for fans all across. If this wasn't 2020, because obviously there's no fans here, so all these people you see are fake. Just kidding. Anyway, there's 20 corners and 2 DRS zones all across the track, but I'll shut up for a second and let Ritzy actually say something before I can breathe.
Yeah, I wanted to introduce myself, but yeah, hi. Thank you for the statistics. I am mostly here for the snacks. Yeah, let's hope we see a good race from our drivers.
You don't get to introduce yourself. That's not how that works.
Oh,
You've been here long enough. I got the snacks, though. Well, we got 19 drivers, so we'll have some fun here. We got Heatwave in the Williams. He will be the first one to cross the line. Let's actually grab some details.
I was noticing that you were lacking a bit of the telemetry, lap data, but all in due time.
Whenever I keep speaking, it's kind of hard to do that,
I mean, it is very informational for our viewers to learn all of the interesting facts about this beautiful track.
If I could speak, it would be even more interesting, but as Heatwave will now come across the final corner, turn 20, which in most days it would be, I guess, really hard to see because of the sun blinding him. As he will start his lap, let's go through some of the famous races held at CoTA. The United States Grand Prix at F1, obviously that is a big one. Another one is the Grand Prix of the Americas for MotoGP. Another one is the IndyCar Classic. It's been held since 2019 and will sadly come to an end before the 2021 season. The FIA WEC 6 hours at CoTA. That is still going on pretty strong and is a very popular race among the WEC fans. But coming 2021 is a big deal because F1 and NASCAR will drive at the same circuit. NASCAR will, in the Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and the Truck Series will all race at CoTA, which is going to be interesting to see the, I guess, the time difference. But we're not here to talk about NASCAR, are we? We're here to talk about Formula 1.
Well, yeah, because I don't think that many people like NASCAR. But I don't know, man. I feel like this is definitely going to be produce some great overtakes. Definitely the first straight going uphill into the sharp left-hander. Possibly, maybe, too wide into the S section. Not going to happen unless someone dies alongside. But, that would definitely be interesting to watch. And, yeah, definitely. Yep. The second DRS straight, coming into the second DRS straight out of the Vettel where the suspension died corner. I don't know what that one is. And the final second
is turn 10, I believe. Yes, it is. Let's go and talk about those DRS zones. Actually, turn 1, as by the way, Heatwave is coming across to finish his lap, is valid, and it's up to the line. The provisional pole is a 34.3.
Fin fan right behind him. Oof. That's a bit more than just faster, but it works.
Yeah, it's about 3 seconds faster. The AlphaTauri of Brian will go up next. I believe that is Deer Hunter. It is. He'll go P2 provisional, a 33 flat.
We're seeing some very good bank laps from our drivers. I don't think we've had anyone invalidate just yet. I don't know. Possibly.
Not yet, as Neymar comes across turn 20 now, up to the line. His valid. See that the Alfa Romeo can go a 32.8 up to P3, but that is Leibnizer in the Red Bull up to P2.
Yeah, Neymar driving very well in the Alfa Romeo, at least so far out of the 5 drivers we've had. With, the Alfa Romeo being, in my non-biased opinion, one of the better looking cars.
That's what they all say. Anyway, Unknown Newt went down to P6 now. He did a 35.0. That is a yellow flag. I believe that is a...
That is for Ute. Yeah, Ute was off the track a little bit.
This is Formula. the first of the top dogs, other than Weibanator, in the Ferrari, I guess you could say.
I don't think he's a top dog, but you know.
Oh, he is now.
I mean, if we're talking car-wise, then definitely not, but Aus Formula is definitely one of the quicker drivers.
Sainz goes up to P3, 31.7. That is a Williams. I don't even know Foyle was in. Here he is, Williams coming across through turn 17 now.
Yes. Cookie, one of our championship contenders, so not contenders, but definitely high up in the championship in the McLaren, starting his lap. Very well-driven races from him. And
let's actually go through those championship standings.
What a great transition.
Slower to do that. Yeah, might as well. By the way, Ryan did a 33.5 on the mediums. Himself in 2P7 at the moment. Anyway, so let's actually go look. Let's go watch. I guess we'll do perhaps our championship hopeful. Let's watch him a little bit. But the Drivers' Championship right now, Taylor in the Mercedes is up 2:42 as Buraps goes on the fastest lap provisional pole.
Buraps and Taylor are going to have to be. I feel like these are the drivers we're going to have to watch in qualifying, especially in Q3. They're going to be trading blows.
Now watching Taylor now, so let's actually go through his lap as we go through, finally be able to tell you about the championship standings, because I keep getting sidetracked. Taylor is up 242 points. He is 7 points above Buraps, who is provisional pole in the Red Bull, and they both are 80, or actually, I'm sorry, Buraps is 74 points above Boss Cookie, which is 81 points behind Taylor. Those three are the only three that are in contention for the championship. 4 races left to go. Everyone else behind is 104 points back and cannot contend for the title anymore. So it is now down to Taylor, Buraps, and to Boss Cookie. Boss Cookie actually goes up to P2. 31.3.
Taylor sets a purple sector 1 and 2. I'd definitely say he's going to be one lap to watch.
Yes, the Mercedes is definitely a great car, so we'll see what they can do. Speaking of Mercedes, let's go look at the constructors. Red Bull is up by 44 points, 1 full race ahead of Mercedes. And those are the only 2 constructors that are now allowed to get out with 4 races to go in the championship. And Taylor across the final corner will go provisional pole. That is a 10th faster than Buraps. That is a 30.5.
Yeah, but to add on to your constructors' comments, even though the championship itself is wrapped up in the top, McLaren, AlphaTauri, Racing Point, Ferrari, and Renault are very close as well.
I don't doubt it. It is a very close fight all throughout the constructors. Actually, I'll grab that right now.
Yeah, because you know how to explain it better than I do.
Yes, I do. That's funny. Anyway, so the battle for P8, which is pretty much going to be a big separating gap between it. Williams, Alfa Romeo, and Haas are within 11 points of each other, but is a huge jump, about 95 points up to the battle between Renault and Ferrari that you were talking about. Ferrari was sitting at 125, Renault with 117. Point is about 4 points above Ferrari. Actually, wait, no, I'm sorry. Racing Point is in the Ferrari and Renault battle. I'm completely stupid. So those 3 are battling out for 5th. Racing Point with 130 points. Now 34 points back. Actually, 34 points.
Yeah, 34
points. The brain is not. Battling it out with McLaren. There are 1 point separating those 2. Battle for 3rd, 165 to McLaren, 164 for Alfa. Are duking it out. 4 races to go. And if it will stand, at the moment, if Mercedes do not grab any ground on Red Bull, I think they will wrap up the Constructors' title by Abu Dhabi, which is not the final race of the season. That is Brazil.
Yeah, as we do run an altered calendar in Realistic. Well, sort of altered.
Rhodes up to P7 in the Mercedes. He's now the drop zone for now. Ginger Horizon, the Racing Point, validated Phantom in the Alfa Romeo, has a little bit of traffic in front of him. It's Deer Hunter's Haas, who gets out of the way, and that's a Ferrari of name? No, not anymore. Aus Formula.
Yeah, and something to note about the battle between McLaren and AlphaTauri is that both teams have very solid top drivers in Boss Cookie and Ryan, respectively. But it's...
Now, what do you mean top drivers? They're equal.
Top drivers. Are they? Because McLaren has Boss Cookie and AlphaTauri has Ryan, so they're going to be trying to score as many points as possible for each of their respective
far away
teams.
from Boss Cookie. this on signs like that.
No, I wasn't gonna get to the second. Okay.
Phantom finishes his last Formula, retiring, I believe, in the pits. Yes, he has. He believes he is clear and through into Q2 with his time up P3. Who was that set? Was that Smooth? Yes, it was. Renault. Both. There's 2 drivers in Renault. I believe that is.
It's
No,
Joe
Meat
and
Firm was
Smooth.
in the Renault.
No, it's Joe and Smooth.
Last week.
I
But
believe
let me
Smooth is on
finish here.
reserve. Oh.
Yes, Smooth is in the Renault now. That's all that matters, and he's up into P14. That's Phantom. What was that? That's kind of funny. Anyway, Horizon needs to do his lap. He's on it right now on the racing point. His teammate FinFan is up 5th. Around the Alpha Tauri. He's validated his out lap. He's going to try to see what he can do on his flying. That is a big slide from Tito. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Tito.
no offense to the Ferrari driver, but it is relatively hard to pronounce your name.
Especially for
A typical.
a person like
I mean, I can try to pronounce the name, but
uncultured.
yes.
Purple Sector 2. Boss Cookie is also retired. Same with Buraps. They have all believed they can get into Q2. I believe there's a Purple Sector 2 from Horizon. Let's see what he can do in, I guess, contention for Q2. Taylor also retires in the pit lane. He believes he is safe. That is Horizon up to P9. So we'll see what these 2 drivers have left. As a yellow flag, I believe the Haas was moving out of the way of someone.
It looks like he's still moving out of the way for other drivers. If you're speaking about first sector.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Deer Hunter moving out of the way for 2 or 3 drivers.
Is it different?
Yes, it is. He's
Well,
in
I
the
keep
first
saying
sector.
that a lot. But, oh, nice slide again.
So,
That
yeah, as we
is
see all
quite
of our top
clear.
guys retiring in the pits, knowing they're clear.
It's difficult. We'll see what he can do. Now, the Ferrari going through the final corner now. We'll see what he can do in contention. His teammate up in P4 in Aus Formula. He'll go P9. So he's out of the cut zone. We'll see what he can do in contention for Q2.
Yeah, be interesting to see.
Brown's also invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to try it again. See what he can do in the Alpha Tauri. Not on my stream. It says Breakout Racing League round 15. It's Are you reading it right? It says Breakout Racing League, Xbox One, Realistic League. This is Tier 4. Wait, what? It says it on mine. This doesn't even make any sense. Okay, wait a minute. I'll fix this. Twitch trying to make me lose my job. That doesn't even make any sense. Because it says on my end, like when I'm on the app. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Stop sending me screenshots of the pictures. I don't doubt you. Stop it. You probably should have just continued your audio anyway. I don't know why you took it out. Yeah, well, you know. What? Okay, I guess the streamer can't include his own audio. Is that what you just told me? Get back in here. Give me my snacks you said you promised. God.
I'm trying to find him back here, right?
I just tried to take a cap off of the Mountain Dew. I already had the cap off. My brain is losing connection to its spinal cord.
Sounds reasonable. Anyways, back to our drivers as more keep retiring from the session.
Yes, Saints in Bosque, I believe.
And
did.
FRA Brown
This is
in
just
the
Saints.
second AlphaTauri setting his lap, I believe.
That is P7.
Wow.
So now it looked so promising not too long ago for both Williams drivers, and now they are both in the cut line. Heatwave run out lap in 18th. Toil on his flying, I believe, now in 16th. We'll see what he can do.
Yes, personally, from experience, the Williams car is a terrible thing to drive, and getting it out of Q3 is definitely a big achievement.
Hey, man. First off,
the car sucks. It's
Q1.
Or Q1, my bad, get them confused. Point is, car is terrible.
Hey, don't diss on Williams like that. Anyway, Newt comes around turn 20 now. Let's see if it's an improvement on his...
I'm pretty sure his name is Ute. It is an improvement, but he does not move
out of position.
Yeah.
Heatwave is starting his lap. And that is a validation from Smooth, and that may be it for him.
Yeah, Smooth in the Renault.
Down into, I believe that is turn 16 now into 17 now. We got Toil in the Williams. See if he can improve. That is a snap and a half. And
yeah,
that is a back off of the lap.
It is, but it's also kind of hard to judge with Nagyo as he has very.
Oh, don't mention internet. Okay, well now you can mention connection.
Of course I have to mention. Sorry. No offense, Nagyo.
Tauri. Is that Ryan?
He is the only Alpha Tauri left, yeah. Actually, no. Yeah, because his teammates in the
Brown
pits.
is in the pits. I think Brown may have been the one that just did that. Anyway, Heatwave. Around the penultimate corner around turn 19, now into turn 20. Let's see if he can get himself out of the bottom 5. And his teammate right now. He crosses the line, he'll stay behind him.
As we see,
continues the lap.
A lot of our drivers either finishing or starting their final laps.
That includes Phantom. I believe that is Newt. He'll come across the line. He'll improve. P18 ahead of Heatwave. And Heatwave has invalidated, so he is now out of qualifying as well.
As we see Ute's teammate Deer Hunter finishing up Sector 1, seeing if he can improve his time.
Deer Hunter is a driver at risk at the moment in the Haas. One more improvement from Toil or from Smooth, both on flying laps and both in contention possibly. That can relegate the Haas driver down into the cut line, into the bottom 5 and out of Q1.
As Nagyo invalidates his lap, so unfortunately
he's out of qualifying.
Both Williams appear to be out of qualifying.
Now it's going to be down to the Renault driver, Smooth. Is he going to relegate Deer Hunter out, or is he going to make it through? If he doesn't make it through, will he be able to beat Toil? So it's going to be fun to see. As I said, now everyone else except for Phantom and Smooth.
Yeah, Phantom can also
improve. That was
improve.
an improvement from Horizon.
It might have been. I am unsure.
I think I just saw that. All right, Phantom through turn 18 now. Alfa Romeo through 19. Let's see what he can do. His teammate Neymar is out and safe so far. Through turn 20. Phantom. He will go to P18. That relegates Heatwave down to 20.
Yeah, big improvement.
Around the final corner.
2 seconds, but unfortunately isn't enough. Neymar right on the cutoff line. And he makes it.
So everyone else makes it through into Q2. The driver's out are Smooth in the Renault, the Toil in the Williams, BRL Phantom in the Alfa Romeo, and a Newt in the Haas, and Heatwave in the Williams. Those 5 drivers will now no longer take part in qualifying and have to start from that part of the grid for the race in a bit on whatever tire they choose. It's really up to them. Now the rest of the 15 that are left, they get to slug it out for another chance of a Q3 appearance. But now in Q2, they have to start the race if they get into the top 10 and make it through to Q2 or Q3. On the tires, they start in. So through Q1, we have Taylor ahead, provisional pole with Buraps, with Ryan, Formula Cookie, Rhodes, FinFan Joe, Sights, Horizon, your top 10. Brown, Weibinator, then you got the ARS, Guituru. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm really sorry.
Gutidu. That is my best attempt at.
Okay, I'm just gonna call you whenever I need you to pronounce his name. Deer
This-
Hunter 14th,
Yeah, that
Neymar
works.
15th, and the 5 out, like I said, Smooth, Natoil, Phantom, Newt, and Heatwave.
Notorial. Sounds. Huh. Thought it was not
I don't
y'all
like
at
to
this
say
time.
not y'all. It is not y'all.
I believe we should call it Noidal so that we can keep on
I'm not
going
gonna.
with the
Noidal.
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 He's been called that for like most of the season. I think we should continue the tradition.
I think not y'all. Wait, has he been called Noidal?
He has been called. Oh, at least in the beginning of the season by our original
Deer-
commentator,
not
Deer
Deer.
Hunter,
Was it
who is
Deer?
now driving. It
Yeah,
was,
Deer. I think Deer called him not y'all.
Oh, he called him
I
Noidal.
think he also called DXD Chigo.
Well, did he?
When did this turn into bullying fans? Or not Phantom.
Phantom.
Deer. I'm sorry, dude.
No, I'm not bullying Deer. We're just okay. I don't know.
I didn't say I'm bullying Deer.
I didn't say I'm
when-
bullying Deer either.
Okay.
So how are we bullying Deer if
Guess
we're not bullying Deer? This is why you
Well-
don't like to have two
Pretty
not
cute.
that smart
Hey,
people
man.
in comment. I mean, you do a great job commentating. It's just I don't know why I'm here. Just here for the snacks.
You're here for moral support.
Wee.
A little bit more lively up in the booth. A little bit more personality, because I do not have that.
I have some personality. It's called being
That's
not
why
that
you're
smart.
here. Well, that is
with
2
the-
drivers out. That is Brown. I believe that is Sights. Is it? Yes, it is. Those two. Were
And
first.
Neymar,
Yes, it
as well
is.
as who is that? Deer Hunter. That Deer Hunter. Our soul has, as you unfortunately got knocked out in Q1.
It is
we have-
Tito
We
along
have
with Boss
Good.
Cookie, Formula. Does
Have-
anyone else dare to go out and talk the CoTA circuit?
I don't know, but it is looking like it is very cloudy. I wonder what this is gonna mean for Q3 and possibly the end of Q2.
Well, the track temperature is going to be a little bit cooler, which means the grip is going to be a little bit less. So we'll see what that really does for the lap times.
It's definitely gonna be interesting. As weather can definitely play a big factor into our start of the race, and in fact, maybe there could be rain in the race itself.
So far, Ben Fan has fitted the medium. Wybinator has not come out of the pits, but he's also on the medium. Same with Rhodes. Ginger Horizon is on the medium. And Boss Cookie all on the medium.
So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to watch, definitely.
Is that Formula or is that Neymar? The first one that's trained. That is Neymar.
That is Neymar.
So
I
Neymar
think,
somehow found a way to get ahead of everyone.
He just
All
com-
hacks.
No, is this called driving fast or cutting the track? Either one.
Although it's invalidated, so it's definitely a possibility. Anyway, we'll see if they get space. Yes, they will. Neymar will be the first one to complete, or actually to start his lap, with Brown will be behind him. He'll start his.
It's-
Following him will be the McLaren of Sights.
it's- I believe
We
actually
have the
every driver except for 2 are out on track right now.
yes, that is Ryan and Buraps.
So I believe that it might not be any weather changes, because if those 2 feel confident in going later in the session, then well, maybe there isn't any rain.
Let's go look at Neymar, because he'll be the first one to complete his lap. Like I said, Bosky, Horizon, Rhodes, Wybinator, and FinFan are all on the medium. So we'll see what their tire strategy and tire choice can do. Because if they choose to go through on these tires, this may be their only run. Because it's, I don't know, it's going to be... Tire wear here is not really... I don't think it's that bad. It's just worrying about tire overheating.
Many of these corners around the track are very demanding, including the first sector and almost, well, not the second sector, but the first and third are definitely very demanding parts of the track.
I believe the second sector is just mostly a straight couple
Yeah.
corners.
After, I don't know, oh, as
It's turn
Neymar,
9.
as Neymar
Oh,
spins,
Neymar.
it just, he does not get in the way as he goes out of the way. So he could still be on the racing line. He moves out. And he spins again.
Spins again. Be careful going back on the track.
Oh, just parks it in the middle of the track.
I
Oh,
think
there
he
you go.
found an exit. Yeah, he's gonna get out of it now.
As
Sainz
Sainz,
is the first one to
yeah.
settle up.
After the shenanigans, that was Neymar spinning.
Peter Hunter may have validated his. That is Catito.
It's actually
Got.
got. Yeah, that works. But
That's what Zach says. So Formula goes up ahead with Horizon now to P3 on his mediums. See what that will do. I believe that is Taylor, and
yes,
it is Taylor.
On soft.
33. That may be enough to get him into Q3.
I
Joe
believe
up to a 42.
it could
Joe's
be
just
enough.
went leisurely drive.
Yeah, as we see Taylor and Buraps, both of our championship contenders, deciding to start on soft tires. 'Cause unless they're sandbagging the laps and they're going to improve by like a second later. But I don't know,
Look
these
at
laps
Fin
are...
Fan. Look at that. Look at him and Ginger Horizon. Not too far away from each other, I would say. That's a pretty close battle at Racing Point.
Yes, it is.
Rhodes, he'll go up to P7.
So Buraps is coming around to start his lap, trying to see if he can beat Taylor or just comfortably get into Q3.
What is happening on the backstreet?
There is a train, and drivers are moving out of the way.
This is a highway back here.
Yeah, there is a car off the track, and Deer Hunter is slow on the track.
Yeah, I was watching him a second ago. Trying to figure out what was going on there. Buraps has started his lap through sector 1 now.
Yes. Taylor's
gearbox is not liking him.
I believe many of these drivers are on their in-laps, and that's why there's so much like gathering of vehicles in that specific area.
Could be right. We have just Science off leash. Fan going about 4 miles an hour.
Yeah, Deer, he was...
Oh, was that Horizon? Or was that... Who was that? Was that... It was... I think it was Fan. He was stopped.
Yeah, it's the big kerfuffle in qualifying.
Oh, 100%.
As I believe... Buraps sets a purple sector 2.
Looks like everyone has set a purple sector 2 at one point in this qualifying session.
Okay, so we cannot trust the game. We'll just have to see when they finish.
Trust the game.
I mean, sometimes, like that occasional one lap, the game is actually trustworthy.
The one lap, then it's okay. It chooses not to do that.
Yeah.
Around the final corner, see what Buraps can have for Taylor. Up to the line, that is 4/10 off of your pole. That is Ryan across the final.
That is Brown.
Ryan is to return 10 right now.
I believe Ryan is on his flyer. Although I just realized I don't have telemetry enabled and he is not on his flyer because he has no ERS. Oh, never mind, he's saving.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he is saving. If you watch, he saves ERS into the corner.
Are you looking at the...
I'm looking at
right
Ryan.
guy?
Yes.
Okay.
Look, into corners.
You said he was saved. Yeah, that's how you make sure you don't run out of ERS.
Well, I don't do that, right?
Something strange to you, I know.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Just ignore me then. I don't know what I'm saying. As Hoop in the chat, perhaps you would want that if for one of your drivers, or for any of your drivers, you do want a GOAT.
He didn't do that for me. I'm kidding. Anyway, Ryan through turn 18. He'll be the next one to cross the line. Never mind.
He's still going to cross the line. The game being
he's
nice.
Up every corner.
Hey man.
Ryan's the line up to P5.
I mean, it's still a speedy lap. You know.
If I made that many mistakes, I would have probably done what Joe did earlier with a 42-second lap or 42-minute lap. Wait.
42-minute lap. That sounds like a doozy. So I believe Neymar, after spinning, is gonna finish his lap now.
Well, Brown is gonna cross to finish his. He does. He goes ahead of Ryan by about a tenth. Neymar will be across the line. 20 now. To the line out of ERS. And up to P8.
Neymar definitely punching above his weight into Alfa Romeo, especially after.
Take note, by the way, all the medium runners
are not on mediums.
Not looking. All the medium
I'll
runners.
let you. I mean,
I was saying all the medium runners are not in the top 10 at the moment.
Well, I can't see.
Except for FinFan and Horizon.
I don't know who the medium runners are because it just shows softs for everyone. Except for Taylor. Taylor's on the mediums.
Go to the fat. Look at the fitted.
I am unfitted. And where's the fastest lap?
Yeah, go look
Oh,
at...
best. There we go. Okay, now I see what you're seeing.
Well, Cookie has been invalidated on his lap. He's on the softs. We'll see. Vibrator is on the softs as well. CoTA is on the softs. Horizon on the softs. Finpan has fitted the softs, but has yet to come out of his garage. I believe Rhodes was another driver that was on the mediums. He has yet to come out, but he's also fitted the soft compound tire. Boss Cookie, I believe, will have about one more shot, maybe, to get a lap in.
Perhaps
believes
comfortable
he is
this time.
good.
Well, I mean,
I'm not really sure what Taylor's doing.
It says that he has the mediums fitted, but he should be comfortable.
I don't think, unless Taylor found a way to sandbag on that lap and still get original pole by like 4/10 and come out on the mediums even faster, I don't see him getting another lap. That's I believe, who was that just finished? I think it was CoTA. Yes, it was Neymar up in the 8. He's now in the top 10. Finfan is now out on the softs. Horizon is now about to start his lap. Vibrator is actually through sector 1 now into sector 2. Turn 10.
Yes. Many drivers are getting comfortable and they believe that they do not need to set any more lap times.
Boss Cookie's actually continued on with his same set of softs, so he'll actually have to start on these tires if he does make it through to the top 10 into Q3. Sets the purple sector 1. We'll see what that does. Now through sector 3 now. Vibrator sets the purple sector 2. We'll see what the Red Bull driver can do. Down P13. That is a yellow flag, and that is a McLaren. I believe that is
He's
Sainz.
moving out of the way for... Oh, and he's cutting the S's. Oh.
I believe Sainz may have spun or invalidated. Anyway, Vibrator in the Red Bull down to turn 20 and out to the line. He has an PRS, and he goes up to P7.
P7, great start from Vibrator. As CoTA goes back into the pits after invalidating his lap.
Does Finfan will be the next one to cross the line. He will start his flying lap. I believe Cookie will be the first one to finish his lap. Let's see what he can do on these old softs. He's going to be at 2 flying, actually 1.5 flying. He's already out of ERS through turn 20. Let's see what the winner driver who started the championship standings will go. P3.
Wow. Very good lap from Boss Cookie, as Ginger is 6 tenths up on his current time, and the game's saying that he has a purple sector 2.
Let's see what he does through turn 17 now into 18. This is a very, very tricky corner. You can't cut it, you can't run wide. It's just awkward. Through turn 20. Racing Point driver. Let's see what he can go up to. He goes up to P3. He now replaces Boss Cookie in that position. And I believe has actually invalidated his lap. That may be the end of him unless he has enough fuel for another run.
And something interesting to note is Taylor is out on the mediums.
Maybe when he was started.
I don't know. Can he beat his provisional pole time? Did he sandbag that much?
Let's see. Sainz is actually going to go start his lap. He's pulling the Boss Cookie strategy, but he's just strategy down on McLaren, validated, and then do another flying.
As Finfan also invalidated his lap, and he's just trying to get temperature back into the tires.
To point this out, by the way, Vibrator, when he went up to P7, I believe it was, he now has been dropped to P9 and is actually in the danger zone now.
Yes, he is.
Because Finfan is yet to set a lap on the softs. Neymar is on an outlap now, and he was pretty fast. Let's see what he can do. CoTA could probably beat his. He only needs about maybe 2.5 tenths. Rhodes in the Mercedes on his outlap. Let's see what he can do on the softs in the Mercedes. It's going to be a tough thing to beat. Boss Cookie thinks he is safe and into Q3.
As I believe Finfan starts his lap.
Let's see what we're going to do. Rhodes goes... That's not Rhodes. That is Taylor.
That is Taylor.
Taylor, the medium man.
I think Taylor's going to be my driver. Oh, he's not.
What is Taylor doing?
Taylor's
having a bit of fun.
He is waving to the crowd. We see you, Taylor. You kind of may have just wasted
laps.
a waste or I don't know what I'm saying. You just wasted a set of mediums.
He'll be okay. Neymar will now start his lap. I believe that is Sainz coming across his final corner, and not sure what that's about. Deer Hunter will start his lap. Now Rhodes will come across to start his lap. I believe that is Neymar. That is not Neymar. That is
Tiru.
Yes, it is. He will come across to start his lap. That is Ryan. He'll do the same. He'll come through turn 20 to start his lap.
It's our first driver to finish a lap. I do believe it's not FinFan. FinFan has.
It's not FinFan. He's invalidated.
He has invalidated, and I believe he might be out of fuel.
No, I think he's just
No, he's
invalidated.
not out of fuel.
So the racing point of FinFan is out of qualifying. That is not great for him.
As Neymar might get a tow from, who is that? Taylor.
He is getting a tow. This
He's
Alfa Romeo
getting a mega tow from
great
Taylor.
benefit. What is Taylor going to do here, though? He's going to go straight on.
Actually, speaking about this now, I do remember Neymar saying that he would slip Taylor a 20 or a certain amount of undisclosed amount of money for the slip.
Bribery at the finest.
Looks like Taylor
Not
accepted.
too far away from Vegas, right?
No.
A little bit of bribing.
I mean, we are at the United States Grand Prix, so it does make sense.
Too soon. Anyway, that is it for qualifying 2. Let's see what Neymar can do through turn 20. He's in the bottom 5 right now in P12. He goes up to the line. He is no longer... Actually, he is. That sucks.
He did improve, but it wasn't enough.
Not enough. That is Deer Hunter up to P12. Rhodes now on the Mercedes. Can he get into the top? Yes, he does. Into Q3 for the Mercedes driver. Ryan on his lap. He will come across. Cucito's now in P10. Weibinator's no longer in the top 10. He's now out of Q2. Ryan goes up to P5. And Sainz, unless... Nope, that is it. That is out.
That is qualifying. Wow.
That is Q2 over.
Yeah, definitely some interesting strategies coming into play. But
What do you mean interesting? Everyone's on the softs.
I'm not talking about Taylor.
Yeah, Taylor's just having some fun, dude.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that Neymar did definitely bribe him. Yeah.
Well, it didn't really help Neymar out too much. Oh,
Yeah.
whoa, Taylor and
As
Neymar.
the AI are taking fun times.
Well, out of qualifying 2 is number 1 FinFan, BRL, Neymar, Deer Hunter, Sainz, Weibinator. That is a big blow for the Red Bull team, who needs both drivers to see if they can try to improve and gain a little bit of ground to maybe extend that points gap over Mercedes at the moment. It is 44 points with about 4 races to go, and at the moment could be locked up at Abu Dhabi.
Although actually, Weibinator could start in a very good place, as he does have free tire choice. So if there's any safety car shenanigans within the first couple of laps, if he decides to start on mediums, well, it's gonna be.
Turn 1 is tighter than you think it is when it gets crowded. It narrows up on exit, so it
tightens
could
up really
lead
quickly.
to. Oh yeah, it does. It is uphill, left-hander blind, tightens. Should be a dirt 4 corner. I'm kidding.
Therefore, I mean, just pop the handbrake, you know, just.
Oh, that's not good, Taylor.
What has he done?
He left the session. Anyway,
Oh.
so out of Q2, like I said, FinFan, Neymar, Deer Hunter, Sainz, Weibinator. That leaves Cucito, Rhodes, Joe, Brown, Formula, Ryan, Boscocchi, Horizon, Buraps, and Taylor. All of the top 10 runners will have to start on the soft compound tire for the race. But now, the top 10 will decide to give everything they got to this 3.4-mile track in the middle of Austin, Texas.
Yeah, it's surprising to see no one opted for the medium strategy.
Well, they did. It was slow.
It just didn't work. Yeah.
It really didn't.
So Q3,
No,
it is blazing sunshine. No signs of rain.
If I had a face cam, I would just start waving this American flag I have in my room. I got it out for this race, but it's not really going to do anything. Taylor's back in the session, so nothing doing there. So he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing too bad happens like that again. I believe there was. I'm not sure if they fixed that, did they? Where you would not be able to get back in your car.
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see.
That is a Renault and a Red Bull was, and an AlphaTauri and a Racing Point. Everyone's just jockeying for position at the exit of the pit lane. That is a lot of cars. Oh my god, these guys, look at this! I think that was Brown. No, it was Ryan and Horizon racing on the exit of the pit lane.
It is
Horizon,
Ginger and Joe. Ginger and Joe just absolutely trying to race.
To quote Sebastian Vettel, Racing Point races harder on a Friday than they do on a race day. Well, Seb, this is a Thursday and this is qualifying, but it pretty much has the same kind of feel. Now look at this! Joe's gonna fight back!
Joe's trying to come back now. I believe they're just having a nice little tussle.
This is for the first car. This clean air. It does mean a lot, so we'll see. Joe looks like he wants it. Look at the cars behind. That's the two AlphaTauris. Look at these two. Oh, the squeeze! Settle down, boys.
Oh my god. They're going 3 wide on the back straight.
Oh, they are? Are they actually? No, okay, look. Ferraris have decided to do a smart strat. They decided to start, weaving.
Yes.
So they don't have to worry about what these two have to. One of these days, Joe is going to either send it or he's just going to break his front wing. It's going to be hilarious. Oh, there we go. Horizon decides to be the bigger man. Let him through. Oh, Joe, look at Ryan. Oh, Brown was, I think, around actually.
Be the
that's
bigger.
CoTA around.
Be the bigger man as Ginger just overtakes him instantly.
Everyone's around.
Did they all spin?
Most of them. Horizon somehow is back in front. What is happening?
Qualifying is popping.
Well, Horizon will start his lap. Joe will come across to start his lap. That's Formula to start his. That is the McLaren of Boss Cookie. Yes, it is. He'll start his lap. I believe that is actually right. Rhodes is really close, actually. Both AlphaTauris of Ryan and Brown Buraps. 7 points behind the championship leader. He is P2 there. He will start his lap with Tito, who spun, I believe, on his out lap, along with Taylor, who is actually all by himself in Sector 3. Probably the best man on track at the moment when it comes to space.
There's Rhodes and Boskak right there.
Yeah, that's what I noticed that. I swear they were too close.
I think they are too
See
close.
what two could do. Let's actually go on board with Rhodes here, because, I mean, the Mercedes is no slouch in a straight line. With the slipstream in the tow, DRS of the McLaren.
Can he go for a dive in qualifying?
Let's go for it. Send it.
I think sending it in this situation would apply to him just absolutely killing the McLaren.
Well, through turn 17 and 18, what started off this qualifying session as being extremely hectic and hilarious, if I'm honest. It was fun, though. I liked it. A little bit of fun. Horizon will now come across the line to finish his flying lap. Provisional pole. What they will chase after is a 39. But never mind. 30.6. Joe about a second last. Boston will go up to P2. Rhodes with the dirty air of the McLaren will go to P3. That is.
There's a couple of our cars.
P4. Buraps with a 30.0. That's the fastest lap we've seen all day. Ryan pits. CoTA pits. That leaves Taylor and Formula.
Formula invalidated his lap. So now we're... No, he did. I saw it.
He did? Okay, well there you go. Anyway, through turn 17, now into 18 for Taylor. The championship leader by 7 points. It's a close gap with 4 races to go. Let's see what he can do. The pole time so far is a 30.0. His best that we've seen was a 30.3. The Mercedes man, the championship leader, is now behind by, wow. That is about, what, 22 thousandths of a second?
I do believe so.
It was close at Japan, I believe. Not sure what exactly. I think, if I'm wrong, it may have been 13 thousandths of a second. Been something like that. So it's a close battle between Buraps and Taylor.
I was not here for Japan, but I do believe that you are correct.
That was sad.
I definitely liven up the commentary booth. Do you want more Mountain Dew?
Ironically, you said that I took a sip, but no, I don't. Horizon hits. Be careful on the entry.
Formula has given up on his lap.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, he did. Yes. I've had enough.
And he takes out a Ballard. Poor little Ballard.
I said, man, what did the Ballard do to you?
Ballard just vibing, saying hello to all the cars.
Ballard,
Confident.
lives matter. That ring can start working. I really appreciate
that's-
it.
Mine doesn't work, I just given up on it. Anyways. Yeah,
At least you can speak.
Nah.
Over here trying to say a 30.6, 30, never mind.
I think Gutito is going to be our driver to try to set a lap as everyone else is in the pits, unless Taylor decides to go for another lap, which I highly doubt.
And he may. He went out for a parade lap on mediums where he was just kind of flinging
No,
DRS around.
That's kind of because he may or may not have been bribed by Neymar, who still didn't make it to Q3. I don't think he's going to use up another set of tires.
Actually. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He was just saying hello to the stream while he...
Yeah, he was waving at the fans. Best fans.
Best fans.
Speaking of best fans, how about that though? Russell, Sakir. It's gonna be fun.
Oh,
Knowing
yes.
Mercedes Bottas is gonna run away with it because they give Lewis's car or something to him, and Russell's been stuck with the wooden spoon back in. He's gonna have a Williams but repainted. Anyway,
No,
continue.
I doubt it. It's definitely going to be a lot faster
Mercedes
than just
will.
Williams.
Yeah, he'll press the gas once and it'll go to Q3.
It's possible.
He'll come out of the pits and already do a fastest lap. Speaking of fastest laps, Tito is now going to be starting his fast lap. The only man on track, the Ferrari man. His teammate Formula has not set a lap, so we'll see what he can do as the flagship for Ferrari.
I do believe that Gutito's trying to start his lap now so that he doesn't get caught up in the qualifying shenanigans.
That's why I'm not looking forward to this race for the tiers, because what he just did, honestly, is just a corner cut, and it was just invalidated. So
I believe that you should set your sights on Russia and Japan before you begin thinking about CoTA. Just some advice.
I don't know. We'll see. What's your prediction penalty-wise here? Do you think it's going to be lower, higher? What do you think for these drivers, not for tiers, period?
Oh, because you said... never mind. I think that we are going to see a lot of penalties around here, because like, it's really easy to go just a little bit over the white lines in the first sector with the S's. And then everywhere else is go over the white lines. It's a warning. So...
Well, I was right earlier with some kind of glitch. I said, did they patch it?
Apparently
they didn't patch this one. Taylor has all his tires back.
Oh, so he can spend as many laps as he wants. Beautiful.
So either that or he gets to start on fresh tires. Coutinho will now start his lap again. Bosky is now on an out lap in the McLaren all by himself in sector 2.
Either that or maybe they may drop him to the back of... I don't know, Pro Masters with glitches, it's really unexpected. You never know what you're gonna get.
I mean, one suggestion I have is make sure your tires don't explode, because I had a heart attack one time here. I think I got a puncture at qualifying, and that was my best lap. So I was scared I would start on my punctured tires, knowing Codemasters. I don't remember what actually happened. But note to self, don't do anything to your tires.
That's actually interesting. I'm gonna try that out.
Don't. It's not a good idea.
It sounds fun.
Maybe you could do it at Abu Dhabi. Do it at Abu Dhabi. Get pole and then just get a puncture.
That's on getting pole rather than getting a puncture.
Okay, well then do it at Russia or something. I don't know. Bosky will be the first one to start his lap of the guys who have now come out. I believe that is that Gutito?
It is Gutito. He's in the third sector.
Yes, it is. So Bosky will come around to start his lap. I believe that was Rhodes. No, it was Rhodes. He's
Tito.
The final sector.
Almost invalidated. Almost. It looked like he was about to take the IndyCar line, but just kept the car in check.
He goes up to P8. The slowest of the drivers that have set a lap. Now, this championship fight will continue through qualifying. Buraps will be the first one of the two championship runners to start his. I won't stay on him for long because he has the engine glitch, but you know what? Let's just let you know he is starting his.
And actually, something to note on. Something to note on CoTA is that he's still going. It looks like he's still pushing. Oh, and he invalidates. Never mind.
Oh, well, there goes that.
Unfortunate for CoTA. He could have. Oh, depends on what else Foreman does, but I believe Foreman's gonna go very high up the grid. Very solid.
Horizon is starting his. Now you have Formula through turn 20 now. He will start his flying lap. The minute left of qualifying, that's pretty much going to be it for Tito.
Perhaps is a 10th up on his time coming through the first sector, so this time it actually is a purple sector one.
So Joe, he will start his. I believe that is that Rhodes, or is that... No, that is Taylor. Taylor's now going to come across to start his laps. 7 points ahead of the championship fight. About 22,000 behind in the pole fight. Ryan will now start his flying lap. And the first one to complete his lap will come across, and it's invalidated. Will he have another time? I think he will. He's probably fueled for 2 runs. We'll see what Boss Cookie and the McLaren can do. P4 on track right now. That is Horizon out of the session on track. Brown's been invalidated. He needs to watch out for Rhodes.
As Buraps is less than a 10th up on his time. It's going to be slight improvement.
And another Alpha Tauri is ahead of Rhodes in his lap. Anyway, Buraps, the final corner. It is a 30.0 right now. That'll go to a 29.9.
29.9, exactly 1/10.
Pole.
An exact 1/10 improvement.
Tito goes in boxes that have done for qualifying. The 31.8 is the best the Ferrari man can do as he drifts in pit lane and hits the bollard.
I thought the bollard was dead already.
Well, it was.
But
he is actually out-qualifying his teammate. And you know what? I'm stupid, okay? Formula has not been able to set a lap. He is now P9. The Renault of Joe, he'll be the next one to complete a lap. He's going through turn 19 now. It's valid. Only just. That was pretty close. But through turn 20 now, he is P7 with a 31.6. Not far away from Brown. That gets a P5.
I see what you mean by Rhodes. Unfortunately, stuck behind another driver. But he is up on his time.
Ryan is invalidated. So he's going to be P10.
Oof.
Boss Cookie's valid. Like I said, he's P4, 30.7. He goes across the line. He stays P4.
Gets a big tank slapper. I do think that's qualifying over and he invalidates. No, Rhodes
was down to Brown. Taylor, actually, I missed it. He did not get it.
He improved, but he
improved, but he didn't get it. Brown up to P6, and that's going to be it for qualifying. Buraps will top Taylor by less than a 10th.
Very close qualifying indeed.
By about, what, 4 hundredths of a second? Exactly
4 hundredths of a second.
These two are close every qualifying I'm in, apparently. Last one was about 2 hundredths of a second. Now it's about 4 hundredths of a second. These two are just on 7
That's why
7
these guys are our championship contenders, yeah. Slugging it out.
That is it.
I don't know,
well, that's going to set the grid. Hopefully it is going to be a fun.
That's why I'm saying, you know, maybe we should drop them down a car or two, you know, just so we can give other people a chance.
These two are good fights. Why would we do that? If they've gone 15 rounds or 14 rounds and the fight between a Red Bull and a Mercedes is 7 points, and it's like this every qualifying session, you just want to see the world burn if you want to move them down. But that will do it from CoTA at qualifying. That sets the grid for the race. It is going to be Buraps on pole, the championship hopeful. 7 points separates him and his front row sitter as well in Taylor. Taylor, like I said, was 4 100ths of a second behind the Red Bull driver. In row 2, you have Horizon ahead of Boss Cookie. Boss Cookie, once again, just could not get that lap done. Joe will get P5 in row 3 alongside Brown. Rhodes could not get a clean lap in. He kept being behind Alpha Tauris. The first one, I believe, was... Actually, no, the first one was a McLaren, I think it was.
He was behind Boss Cookie on his first lap, yeah.
I think it was, and the second one was Brown. Anyway, CoTA and the Ferrari will set him and out-qualify Aus Formula and New Zealand Ryan, who both could not set a valid lap time in Q3. So that sets the grid, like I said, for the top 10 in today's race. Now it's time for the big bucks.
It's odd to see from those two drivers how they either there was a choice to not set a lap or just invalidations at the last minute.
I don't think you would choose to start P10 at
Eh,
CoTA?
I don't know, man. They
On
have
the sad news, it's dry.
I think those are good news. I mean, they could have.
For the drivers, it's good news. For us in the commentary
Oh,
box,
yeah.
maybe it doesn't really affect us. We don't care.
I mean, we have
Umbrellas don't
snacks
hurt
up here.
anything. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Speaking of snacks, I probably should go get more some.
I'm grabbing mine now. Let's go look at the race director, our trusty friend. Let's see who chooses what tire. Like I said, the top 10. Starting with the pole sitter Buraps and ending with Ryan. All had to start on those soft compound tires that they qualified into Q3 on. Everyone else from Wybernator to Toil.
Everyone's starting on softs.
What did you say?
Oh, no.
Mario? What did you say
Science.
his name was again? Yep, Science goes on the mediums. What was his nickname that you
Noidle.
called him again? Noidle.
Only
That is
two
Phantom,
drivers.
also on the mediums.
Oh,
I just
Heatwave
realized
goes on the
something,
hards.
actually. Didn't
I think
Noidle
Heatwave is on the
qualify
hards.
like 18th or something?
Heatwave is in P19, and Ginger
He
just
may have-
overtakes the field.
I have no idea what's happening here.
Okay, if you would
Pretty
focus
sure-
on the formation map, Ginger is now in the lead of the field.
I see that, but I'm more worried about this. I'm pretty sure Noidle qualified
I-
like 18th or something. Did he have a grid? Is there
I
a
think
two-place
this
grid penalty?
is this against the rules? I don't know. I didn't know it could be the lead of the formation lap.
I don't think you can. What? How
Yeah,
far ahead is
he's
he?
completely gone. He's backing off
He is
now.
lost then. Like,
I-
he's dropped him completely.
I believe he may have pulled the Lando Norris and just blitzed it on the formation
Oh, I
lap.
forgot this was the formation lap. Oh. Is he letting him by, or is he going
No,
to
he
stay
is not.
ahead? According to the predicted pit stop strategy, I'm not sure how correct it is, because obviously what we saw at Singapore in the Tier 4 race when we commentated, it was like was it medium,
3-star.
medium hard? It was a 3-star or something. It was something dumb. It says it is a soft to hard strategy. That actually may be true. Ryan has left the session. That's not good. Invite him there.
I can try to invite him back.
Okay, well, Horizon has actually been... Oh, Brown has left as well. Both Alpha Towers.
I can't invite him back.
That's not
Uh,
good.
I'll find him.
But Ginger has been overtaken again by Buraps and Taylor. So we now have the correct grid order. Not sure exactly what was going on there.
It's Brown.
It's going to be a fun race. 28 laps around the 3.4 mile, 20-turn track in Austin, Texas for the Circuit of the Americas.
As
Round
our
15. Oh, what? Okay,
There.
Taylor decides to go through. So does.
these are the AI. Don't worry about it. I believe Buraps was just trying to get a little bit of heat into his brakes.
Possibly. So like I said, round 15. 4 rounds to go. It's all to play for in the championship. 7 points separate the driver on pole and the driver sitting to his left. It is a 28-lap sprint and a 28-lap dash for a possible chance at extending the championship gap. As now coming across to set into his grid spot, that is Noidle. I'm really gonna hate calling him that.
No.
And the Williams bouncing his way to the P20 grid spot. And that'll pretty much do it for the formation lap. As now the lights are on. And there's 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. Good reaction time by Taylor and the Mercedes. It's actually a little bit further up. But look at Horizon, though. Horizon got a good slipstream down the inside, though. I believe that is the Racing Point, not the Racing Point, the Alfa Romeo. That is some contact and ghosting through the Alpha Tauri in the back. I believe that was New Zealand Ryan. Yes, it was. Up front,
Yeah.
Horizon gets past Taylor. Look at Joe up in P4. He got past Boss Cookie. That Formula P6, Rhodes, Brown, Neymar, Gutito. But down, up into the end of Sector 1. Looking around the outside as Taylor on Ginger, nothing doing there. He can't really get a good run around the outside of the Mercedes. Now with the overtake button into turn 11. Is there a possible move as Buraps gets away?
Yeah, definitely very chaotic start, but they did keep it clean. So we go.
It's the pit strategy again.
We have
Ryan's
one of
back.
our.
That is a move possibly going on. That is Joe and Boss Cookie. Boss Cookie gets back up, but look down the inside
Oh,
is
Oz
Formula
Formula.
and up into P5.
As we see a dive, or no, it's not a dive because he just passed a ghosted car from FinFan. Never mind.
Well, actually, let's go look through the field for a second. I believe
You
if I'm
might
not
want to do
mistaken-
that quickly before the standings glitch out on the second lap.
Yeah, you're right. P20 is where Neudel started. He's now up to P12 in the Williams. That's a great start from him.
And White lost 2 places, unfortunate, as Ryan is back in the session past Heatwave.
With Brown and Ryan both having awful starts because of their AI, and now the standings have done what they do best.
Yeah, the AI is screwed over New Zealand Ryan a lot more than Brown. Because Brown is now up to P3 with the
Yeah, I just told you the standings were messed up, and yet you still
it was a joke.
Man!
Oh wait, why? My standings are different than yours.
Yeah, my boss cookies up. Oh, now it's Joe.
Deer
That's a
Hunter
yellow
is in the-
flag.
Who
And that
is
is
that?
a racing point. That's FinFan.
It is FinFan, yes it is.
He spun around, I believe that is turn 6. That's turn 5.
I am going to look around the grid to see if there's any wing damage. As Phantom got a penalty around the same time that we saw FinFan spin. Could be coincidental, could be
It's a
connected.
3-second time penalty, so I don't think it is. Phantom actually gets past Brown. Up front, though, I
There we
believe
go.
that is close between Formula and... No, it's
Oh,
not. I looked
okay.
a little bit closer than I thought it was. Rhodes
And-
looking on the back of Joe and the Mercedes into the Renault. That is now Neudel up on the points from P20 in the Williams.
Wow.
What a great start for 2 laps from him. As I believe the standings are now back.
Should be. As I'm still trying to get Brown back to the game because AI is completely dropping him down the grid. As Buraps, Ginger, and Taylor are pulling a little bit from Boss Cookie as commentator's courtesy gets a penalty.
Speaking of Boss Cookie, that's a 3-second time penalty.
Hey look, I
Like
can do a
his race
commentator's
time.
curse now.
Would you look at that? You're so special. Horizon with the
Thank
fastest
you.
lap, and Wyvernator with a 3-second time penalty. That's another one to be applied at the end of his race time. Let's go look at that position change graphic. DRS is now enabled. You can use it whenever you're a second behind the driver in front.
As
At the moment, that's going to
Wyvernator-
really help Formula.
By the lines, they're going side by side into the SS signs, either backside or the. I think he did back out of there.
Yes.
Wyvernator
I
wants
believe.
to make back positions after dropping, I believe it was 2 or 3 places on the start.
Wyvernator has actually not lost anything.
I know,
Start.
that's
Phantom with
why
a 3-second time.
he's making it back. A Phantom with another penalty. Oof.
Well, up front, it's looking pretty close between Taylor. That's a new time penalty. That is Taylor with the arrest with the slipstream. No overtake, though. He's on the back of the pink Mercedes at the racing point. Is he going to think down the inside? Why does he shift down? Who knows? Taylor's his own man. Late on the brakes a
Taylor
little bit
does
and
whatever
a little
he
bit
wants.
closer up. Yes, he does. And that's Rhodes and Joe. Look at Rhodes maybe looking on the outside. Nothing to have there.
Runs a little wide
That is
into
a move
Alfa
with Deer Hunter
Romeo.
and Sainz. Unknown Newt and Phantom. That's why
Not
Wyvernator
y'all.
and Neudel. Oh!
Or Neudel, my bad. As he is, I'm trying to go on board with him, but his car's jumping
Yeah, that's
around.
not really gonna work.
Yeah.
Up front, though, these 3 have broken away from Boss Cookie about 3 seconds from Taylor to Boss Cookie. These 3 up front, though, have a decent gap.
His formula looks like he might go for a move on Cookie, but the car is draggy because Ferrari didn't know how to build a car that's not cheating.
That's an F. That is Wyvernator on Natoil, or Neudel.
The Toyo. That's a different one. I've never heard that one before.
Natoil.
The Toyo. Sounds like a toy company. Anyways,
Man, okay, I have a challenge for you. In the
Oh,
chat
God.
and to Ritzy, depending on whoever really wants to do what. To the
What am I
guy
gonna
that or to the person to makes up the most nicknames to call Neudel, Toil, not y'all,
why are
whatever.
we bullying him? This is promoting bullying.
We're
What
not.
are you
This is
doing?
not bullying. This
This
is
is
just different
bullying.
pronunciation of a name. That is not bullying. Bullying would say you don't have enough life to attend Zandvoort. That's bullying.
Oh.
To the person that can make up the most nicknames to call
Meanwhile,
him,
in the race, we see Rhodes going for a move on Joe.
hey man,
Hey, I don't want to bully anyone, right?
it's
Oh,
not bullying.
it's
That is
bullying.
literally just a
As
drinking
Rhodes-
game. Rhodes goes up, has
But
Joe, and he goes
Joe
number
gets a
2
switchback. Very nice
He
move
goes off the track, and Joe
from
gets
Joe.
back in.
Smooth
It is
Phantom.
smooth on Phantom.
Oh, just an overtake the DRS. They're going too wide. Ryan and Sainz.
Are they actually? Where are they?
Oh,
look at
Ryan
these two.
died.
3 wide almost. Look at Ryan down the inside.
Ryan
That is
wants
ahead
to make
Sainz.
moves. He's making moves
Ryan
after.
does not want to stay 13th anymore.
I mean, I wouldn't want to either if I started in P10 and the AI screwed me over today.
That's true. Now Ryan has the Haas of Deer Hunter in his
Yeah,
crosshairs.
Deer Hunter has no ERS. Is he within a second of the DRS of the car ahead? He is not.
No, he isn't.
This is going to be an easy move, and he just moves out of the way.
Deer Hunter breaking the toe. Trying
Oh,
something
as
to work.
Formula
AlphaTauri has better
Cookie
straight
almost
lines.
side by side in the S's. They figured it out.
Someone who
amongst
is side by
themselves.
side. Look at Ryan and Deer Hunter off the exit of turn 1, down into turn 2, still side by side, going down in the S's to turn 1 or turn sector 1.
Oh,
They're
this
still
is what I
going
wanted
side by
to-
side.
Ooh.
Oh, contact off the track.
This
goes
is
the
what you want to
AlphaTauri.
see. They're
Here
still
comes
going
the
side by
Haas. Look at
side.
that. They're still going side by side, and Ryan
Yeah,
will
no.
finally get past. But don't look now. But here comes Sainz.
Now that's what you want to see, side by side through the first second. It's beautiful.
Here comes Sainz to turn 10. Well, Deer Hunter told me in the chat he will show us a battle. I didn't believe him. Well, I probably should have.
You called him out for cap, if I am stating that
did.
correctly. I
Deer
do not.
Hunter isn't done yet on Sainz, but, well, you know, that's what happens whenever you're a Ferrari engine with no ERS. You kind of lose the back of the guy in front of you, and that is unfortunate for Deer Hunter.
You kind of lose just with the Ferrari engine itself, but you know.
You kind of lose being in the Haas, too, but you know, don't worry about that.
The
Meanwhile,
Haas,
Rhodes
Alfa
has
Romeo, or
fallen
Ferrari.
back a bit. No, the Alfa Romeo, they have its own special ways. It has its own twist on the Ferrari engine. The Haas is just directly the Ferrari, but worse. Beta Ferrari.
I didn't even think about it. Haas is like Racing Point, except they did it before.
Yeah, basically, but no one calls out Haas for it.
Well, yeah, because
Anyway.
they're doing so bad.
For us Formula and Boss Cookie Formula taking a look, nothing going to happen there. Maybe it is a little bit more rotation as
Nice.
than Formula does in
Actually,
turn.
something to note is our top three are still right there with each other. Wow.
Taylor's gotten a lot closer. So has, look at that, they're right here.
Ginger and Taylor trying to catch up to the back of Buraps. Taylor especially because he does not want to lose any points in this very close championship fight.
At the moment, if things stand,
Ooh,
the
Rhodes is
championship
a
will
little
favor Buraps by 3 points, but not anymore. Here comes Taylor to the left-hand side with DRS with overtake and through on the racing point in the pink Mercedes and up into P2.
bit. 2019 Mercedes cannot compete against the W11.
I believe that is what happens when you call something. Oh,
Yeah.
nice snap.
Do we have any?
Taylor.
Oh,
That
who's
is
that? Rhodes goes
Newton
wide.
Fan.
Rhodes goes
Oh,
off the track.
Taylor. Oh, Rhodes. What happened to Rhodes?
Rhodes is completely. I think he outbraked himself and
Did he
went
just-
onto the.
Yeah, had to. Look at the gap, by the way. Look, turn 19 is where Ginger, Taylor, now into turn 20. Just now, Boss Cookie's now getting to turn 19.
Yeah, they've
As we go to the
completely
helicopter
pulled
shot.
away. As
Almost
Ginger
half a
is.
straightaway ahead.
Ginger's losing the back of Taylor as Taylor's chasing down that Red Bull.
The pink Mercedes and the racing point for Ginger is not really a match for the great cars that are the Red Bull
As
and
Formula.
Mercedes. Formula gets past.
Cookie cannot fight him back on exit. And if he does, they're
Can't
gonna go
keep
side by
missing
side.
him.
Who's that? Neymar. 2 positions up.
It's Neymar. Look at that. Look at these
Neymar's
three.
posted. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Neymar.
With Tito, Rybernator, and Neymar.
Oh,
And there goes
Neymar's lagging.
He's
Neymar's
gone.
lagging.
Well, that was bad.
Yeah, something's happened with Neymar's internet connection, and he's still on the overtake button. Yeah, they're
What's so
having a
unfortunate
great
is
race
for Noidal, or Natoil, or not y'all, or... I'm just going to stop. His fast start goes up to P10, is now coming back to hunt him. He's now having the Kenny Raikkonen treatment. The Williams is not really helping him out too much. He's down to 13. Yes, 13.
Yes.
He's lost a couple positions to Sainz,
As
to Ryan,
Cookie
to
goes back
Neymar.
on Formula, defends from a switchback, but Formula still finds his way. As many overtakes
It's
are
tight
happening.
between these two.
As Gutito also gets an overtake on Webernator, both Ferraris looking for moves. As who's that? Did Formula get back ahead?
Yes, he did. Formula got back ahead of Cookie. Cookie went around the outside trying to see if it was a move for turn, I believe it was 15, but
He had a
nothing really happened.
bit of a tank slapper. out of one of the corners. I do not know the corner name, and I will not even try to remember them.
There is no corner names.
Or
I have
corner
taken them from
corner numbers. How about that?
There you go. Let's go
As
look
Gutito
at
is our first person to pit.
Yes, he is. Actually, I was going to say, let's go look at the penalties, but now that Gutito's pitting, he's going on the hards.
I say we don't take a look at the penalties and surprise ourselves with the finishing position.
I can't do that for you, sir. Anyway, one stop for the Ferrari. Gutito onto the hards. We'll see what he can do. Let's go with the tires now. So, the only guys that are not on the softs, Gutito just pitted onto the hards. Phantom on 7-lap old mediums, who now is fighting with Gutito. And maybe a couple corners to see if Gutito can get his hards to fire up. And
That's
he
Cookie
waved in the
Formula.
Williams.
Might go at it again on the DRS straight.
Too far back, I would think. But Taylor and Buraps are a little bit closer. Kind of
Ginger.
out.
Ginger just lost the back of the Mercedes. I don't blame him because
Lost
that
the
car is so
DRS.
rapid.
He lost the DRS of these two because he was stuck kind of in the middle of those train. Taylor couldn't do much to pass him as Ryan gets past Neymar and up into P9.
He flaps his DRS, saying something to Neymar. I wasn't able to catch it, but Neymar could have just let him pass.
Probably actually Gutito gets past Newt and up into P16. We're going to keep an eye on him because the undercut could be pretty rapid here. We just got to make sure he does not have traffic. He's about 2
As Os Formula's the next car to pit.
His teammate, he saw what he can do. Let's see what Os Formula is.
Is anyone else gonna pit? I don't think so.
The Ferrari is doing what the Ferraris do best. They're trying to make some reactions happen on the hards for the
No,
Ferrari.
as Nagno is the next one to pit, and he takes out the bollard.
So Formula looking like he will come out around FinFan.
And Taylor's right at the back of Buraps, 3 times separating both of our drivers, and Joe gets penalty.
The Taylor, he got a better exit for turn 11 though, but
Buraps got a
to
better
drive
exit.
out. But here comes the DRS though. I mean,
He does not use overtake.
you don't need to. You don't need to push every single.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He doesn't use overtake, so he's not going to overtake.
I don't know that.
Yeah. But Taylor definitely has a bigger advantage over Buraps in the ERS department.
Well, Wybraver and Joe have just swapped positions. The Red Bull got past the Renault. The Renault's going to look for a move.
He's holding it.
Nothing going.
He could get a better exit. He might get the
Could.
better exit. Can he
As
go for
Formula gets past
going for a
Taylor.
switchback? No, he's...
And that's a big thing. Braps, a 3-second time penalty.
Oof. Oh, Joe goes for the dive. The contact between
Oh.
him and the Red Bull. There was a very late dive in the corner where it's really easy to make
Was it a
dives.
Raikkonen? Not a Raikkonen, a Kvyat and Perez-esque move.
I think so. I cannot recall the move because I do not have enough brain cells. But Cookie goes into the pits.
Where Kvyat just ran to the side of Perez.
I don't know. I think
That same
No.
corner, so that's why I was
Yeah, yeah.
anyway.
I don't know, I can't recall. I don't have
Cookie
enough
pits
brain
as well.
power.
Joe pits. Let's see what Cookie goes on to. Never mind, I keep going. Goes on the mediums, possibly a 2-stop. Joe goes on the mediums. FinFan pits as well.
As I think Taylor might have another shot at Buraps if he decides to use the overtake button. I believe he turned it up to Rich. Not on the button.
I believe they're trying. I think
No.
Taylor's just trying to use Buraps for his DRS train right now. Save a little bit of fuel, keep his DRS, and keep his tires not as hot. I mean, it's kind of hard to do because these are in dirty air. But he doesn't have to overtake Buraps. As you saw now, Taylor applying the pressure to Buraps got him a 3-second time. So if he keeps doing this, he can push Buraps into mistakes. Speaking
little
of
bit of a
mistakes, my
slide.
God, Taylor.
It wasn't that big of a slide, just a little tank slapper.
The fight with him has been pretty hard to gain ground on Braps. That's a pretty big deal.
As Buraps
Speaking of
goes
Braps, he
into-
goes in the pit.
This
he
would
will
be the lap
undercut.
for Taylor to push and use all of the ERS that he has saved. And would you look at that? That's what he's doing.
Yes, he is. Horizon also boxes. Let's see what the undercut can do. Taylor's going
Taylor's
to have
gonna
one
push.
lap to show everything he has.
Meanwhile, Brown is still not in the session. Unfortunate to see from Brown. I invited him multiple times. I think something might have happened.
It could have been. That's just really unfortunate.
Unfortunate for both AlphaTauris as Deer Hunter also goes in the pits.
Rhodes, Neymar, Deer Hunter.
As we see difference in compounds between Cookie and Formula.
Now that's a big deal. Horizon and Buraps both came out in clean air ahead of Wybernator.
I think
And
Taylor...
Horizon went on the mediums.
I think he wants to stretch him to the end. No, I don't know if a two-stop is any viable around here, but I don't know if the mediums can make it to the end either.
I don't think so. So if they could make it to the end, why would Buraps go on to the hards? Unless he doesn't trust his tire wear as much, maybe as Horizon does in the racing point.
This Taylor's still wanting to push for a bigger gap so that he doesn't get undercutted by Buraps. Well, the
Let's see
gap
if he
has...
goes in this lap.
He has to come in this lap. There's no way. There you go.
And he does.
The gap actually
So-
decreased a bit from Buraps.
I don't think this is going to really help Taylor. It's a 19-second gap. He's going around turn 18 right now.
I don't think he's gonna make it on ahead.
I don't think
It's
he
gonna be
will
very
either.
close. He is halfway through the pit lane as Buraps approaches the pit straight.
He's on the mediums.
So I'm thinking they are gonna take it to the end. There's no way they're gonna do a two-stop. Taylor is out of
Here
the
goes
pits
Buraps.
now. Ooh.
It's going to be close.
He's
Buraps
behind.
ahead.
Taylor's behind.
However, under compound, depending on if Taylor can take this to the end, he may be in the catbird series.
Taylor also has more ERS still. So that means Buraps was pushing hard on in that lap. As Ryan comes out of the pits on mediums as well. I think they're going to take them on to the end.
He could. Could
I
definitely be a legitimate strategy.
cannot confirm, but the tires might be able to go to the end. As we see Taylor still behind Buraps, I don't think he's going to want to go for an overtake.
We see a comment from the Megamind behind Red Bull.
Oh, as
That is
Ryan.
delicious as here comes Taylor.
Ryan gets a
He
3-second
doesn't.
time penalty.
Go back to what I was trying to say. The Megamind Red Bull says strategy is a mastermind. Mastermind.
Mastermind.
That's Megamind strategy.
Megamind. Oh, I love that movie.
Megamind.
Big brain.
Yeah, the biggest of brains.
As actually Wybernator's still out on the softs.
11 laps. Let's see how his tires hold up.
He-
Maybe he's gonna try to make a
I don't
soft
think
to
he...
medium work.
I don't think he feels comfortable because he didn't take that corner flat. He lifted. He has to pit this
Yeah, a
lap,
lot
and
of
he
drivers
does.
actually take that flat.
You can take a flat, I'm pretty sure, although I don't know, I haven't driven into realistic
You
cars.
can, but depending on the setups.
And the car. Although this should be a Red Bull.
Yeah, but the Red Bull has a little bit more snappy of nature, I think.
Yeah, that's
From
right.
what it felt a little snappy at Bahrain when I drove it.
And Neymar gets a 3-second time penalty. As
So that leaves everyone but smooth.
Ryan undercuts Wybernator and solos for Rhodes and Neymar. I'm pretty sure Wybernator was higher up the grid before he pitted, no?
I think so.
He was
around
in...
probably
He
where
started in
Joe
P11,
is now, I
P10.
think. Well, they're
I think-
closer. He's on the overtake button. Here he goes.
think
Taylor
he's
to the
working.
left-hand side and
Oh.
into the lead of the
Easy overtake.
American Grand Prix. But perhaps it's not done yet. Will he try
Oh,
to
he's
send it?
going
Yes,
for
he
a
will
dive.
down the inside. He's trying to make this work.
Jesus, man.
Contact a little bit. Taylor down the inside of turn... Whoa, that's close. That's turn 14 into 15. They're still side by side. Taylor backs out of it.
Burap's going defensive. Taylor could get a
Look at
better
Horizon,
run.
though.
And he just
Oh, yeah,
lurking
that is
in the
a
back.
huge run from Taylor.
I
Arcs the corner.
think Ginger might now be part of the fight. All of their scrapping.
Yes, he's in the DRS zone. Let's see what Taylor can do now off of turn 20 in the DRS zone. Yes, the racing point does have DRS. That's Horizon with the fastest lap of the race as well.
Yes, sir. as I
does
believe
not use the overtake.
the top
Does
3
not wanna go
battle
for it.
is our closest one on track.
Oh, it definitely is now.
I'm just gonna make sure that we don't miss any action. As Sainz, I believe he spins. He's ghosted on the pit straight. I don't know if he has any damage because the game's not letting me look at his front wing.
He does. He has no end plate on his left-hand side. He may have made contact with the barrier.
Yeah, he was on the left side of the pit straight.
He could have
Unfortunate.
off of turn 20.
Unfortunate for Sainz, running very well in P6. Although he hasn't pitted, that's why.
Let's see, check warnings according to Hoop. Anyway, back up with
Check
the
warnings,
top.
no. I
Yes,
don't want to. I
do
don't
it.
want to see penalties.
Well, you know what?
Burt.
Do it anyway. Taylor goes past Buraps and up into the lead again.
And
this time he'll stick a little bit of bumper to the back. But a little bit of contact, but nothing happening there. No front wing lost and no, I guess, serious damage done to either car. As Taylor is now relinquished to a clean track.
he is as
Buraps may have
Buraps
to
has
go
to.
backwards though.
Yeah, he is. As Ginger's right there. I don't think he might have to worry that much about it unless Taylor and Buraps start scrapping again. As
Joe
there's a
and
battle.
Tito.
Yeah. You
Renault
swap
and the Ferrari
places.
driver.
And Neymar goes
Now,
past Rhodes.
That is
And
Taylor
Finfan
past
goes
lap of the Grand
past
Prix.
Nottingham. Or Finfan goes past Nottingham, not Taylor, my bad.
Yeah, you said Finfan.
Yes, I don't know what I'm saying.
You're
Sainz
good.
struggling hard with the wing damage, decides to keep going. It's not looking
I
comfortable
believe
for him.
he's probably trying to stretch it out to his pit stop. He's on 14 lap hold mediums. So if he can stretch it out, maybe he'll be okay. Meanwhile, up front, Buraps has actually lost the DRS of
He's up
Taylor.
there. I think the compounds are coming into play here.
That and maybe Taylor's pace
Ooh.
a little bit better than Buraps.
This could be DRS, I don't know. It looks like it was at the exact cutoff, but it is not.
No, it's 1.1. But
As
Horizon
Ginger-
does have DRS.
Yeah, Ginger's right there. The medium tires are definitely coming into play. It looks like Hoop's mastermind strat, unless the mediums fall off very quickly, isn't much of
bring
a
it to you.
mastermind strat at all.
Yeah. I was going to say, I need to break it to you, but whose driver is the one suffering here?
Yeah, and meanwhile, Weimernator lost a lot of position staying out on the softs. So, no offense, Hoop, as he gets mad at
pretty
me.
close
Hoop, I'm not
driver,
saying,
though.
man.
A pretty close battle right now. Looks 6th through 9th. That is Sainz, Joe, Gutito, and Ryan. As
As
Rhodes
Rhodes-
overtakes Neymar for the points.
Rhodes, I would expect him to be a bit higher up, but he's definitely having a scrap with Neymar at the moment. As Neymar,
Oh, look at Joe and Sainz. They're looking pretty. So and Ryan.
but you have to remember, Sainz's wing damage is he just can't turn the understeer.
Yeah, but it still brings in these other drivers like Ryan, like Gutito, like Joe into this fight. Now these 4 drivers are having to scrap it out the best they can. Ryan on the mediums, Gutito on the hards, Sainz on 15 lap old mediums, who hasn't stopped, and Joe on the 5 lap old mediums as well. Gutito goes defensive into turn 1, and Ryan will go late on the brakes. A little bit too deep.
I think he went too late. As Hoop in the chat. Oh, as Ryan, he's gonna go for the move. Into the
Yes, he
S's.
is. Oh, he gets tapped around. It's fun.
Ooh. Very ambitious move from Ryan, but I don't think it was the move.
That's close.
I don't know who's at fault, but I don't think it was a great idea going side by side into the S's. And we did see it from Deer, and was it Ryan actually? I think it might have been Ryan. They weren't going to go side by side.
Actually, but Ryan went from one battle into another one. Now he has Weimernator along with Neymar and Rhodes to, I guess, worry about. He's now the 3rd car in the train, like he was trying to become in the last one. Now we have Ryan as Buraps with another 3-second time penalty. That's
Buraps.
really not helping his case.
I think he's just trying to push to catch up with Taylor and to make sure Ginger doesn't get close enough. Yeah,
He
Taylor's just
actually made a
absolutely...
gap on it.
Taylor's using the tires to the best of his advantage. As Ryan goes ahead of...
And Buraps is pushing really hard.
I think Ryan's going for a dive.
Look at Ryan down for Neymar, though.
This is the 2nd or 3rd time I've
Oh,
seen
that's
Ryan go
tight.
for this dive.
But he'll go for it, and he got it.
Yeah, Ryan is feeling comfortable on these 3-lap old mediums.
Because he's having to make up for lost time.
First it was the AI, then it was getting spun around. As Science pits, I think he called it quits. I don't know if he's going to change his wing.
Well,
He is.
Mediums. If I can grab him, yep, he is changing his wing change, and I believe that is the hards going on the McLaren driver up front. Actually, back in this battle, I said not up front. Up front, actually, Buraps has actually gotten pretty close.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
Now in DRS, I don't think he got it that straight, but he's
catching
in it now.
Oh, never mind, that wasn't straight. There's a yellow flag.
Oh, that's a yellow flag. That is. It was a Williams.
Not heat wave. Could be not young.
It was heat wave.
Oh no,
it was heat wave.
My bad. As Brown is
Brown.
Brown's AI is trying to get past Heatwave. Unfortunately, once again for Brown. Could have been some big points scored for the AlphaTauri camp.
Have you tried to invite Brown? Let's
I
actually go back
invited
up
him
here.
times.
Okay, then he may not have. He may have.
Vibrator. Oh, they're going 2 by 2.
Look at these guys.
Ryan,
That's
Rhodes,
Ryan
Neymar, and Vibrator.
Wow, look at this fight.
This
Look
is a
at
great
Neymar and
battle.
look at Vibrator.
I think White was gonna have to go for the dive.
Oh, that's Rhodes almost making contact with Neymar, having to back out of that. Switch back for Vibrator now to the left.
He wants to use the car and the tires working together to try to get past all of these guys after late stop. Put him back a bit further than he would want to be.
If I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I'm not though. I believe Ryan may have overtaken Neymar.
He did.
I believe that's what we saw.
He's clean. Yeah, that's what he thought.
Actually, it was Rhodes. It was Rhodes.
No,
actually.
Ryan overtook him.
No, Rhodes was overtaken by Ryan. And it was that's when we saw. Anyway, back up at the front, I've actually noticed that. Look at this. The Racing Point Horizon is.
He's going for it.
He's gonna go for it. That's ambitious.
He's squeezing the Red Bull out, and it worked.
He's got it. Oh!
Ooh, contact. Yeah, the Red Bull of Buraps does not want to give up the position. He wants to be able to fight Taylor. Both drivers are being essentially aggressive, but when you look at that, Taylor just gaining gap, just absolutely increasing that and using their scrap to his fullest advantage. It's Buraps. I feel like he's gonna have to go for a move.
He's gonna have to.
Although
he doesn't really have much longer.
Horizon or Ginger looks like he could have gotten DRS from the blue flagged car, but he's not going to, as Wibinator and Neymar are scrapping it out. Neymar gets a better run wide.
Both
side by side. Neymar's gonna go for the dive. Ooh, big squeeze. Yeah, they're just squeezing each other left and right.
These two are having some fun for the battle of the lower end of the points.
Yeah, it's
Ryan. Now the closest battle on track, actually.
Yeah, Ryan is trying to catch the back of Gatito, and Joe is just chilling in his own little space. So is Formula. Although Formula can see the car of Boscoti. As I was about to say his name, he got a penalty.
Man, you just keep jinxing the poor guy. Anyway, Neymar goes defensive in turn 1. Vibrator will go late on the brakes around the outside. Neymar will let off the brakes. A little bit of contact. Even now off the road again is the Red Bull. These two are not giving any inches to each other.
No, they are not. They're having a titanic scrap.
Well, you just got to keep it clean. But it's definitely fighting hard between these two, and I'm really enjoying it right now. I bet these two are probably not enjoying it as much as I am.
As Deer is caught up to the back of Noidal F1. Or Natoya. What else can I say?
Montoya.
Natoya have... Who's that? Science was on the softs. He was not on the hards.
Wow, actually, that's really surprising. He may actually be able to make it. Because wasn't 11 or so laps? Yeah, he can make it.
He can make it. He wants to get past Deerheimer and Natoya.
Really defensive from the Williams.
As Neymar pushes wide and he gets a penalty.
Well, that's not good at all, actually. As Sainz will look to the left, I believe that is Deer Hunter trying to go for a move and getting outbroken.
Oh, there's the contact.
He's up into P14.
Sainz
the
wants
McLaren
to
on the
make
softs are going pretty strong.
He has a very good shot at scoring some good points here.
That was
Yeah,
very
not yet
close
went
between
wide.
those.
As his car is bouncing around on track. Yeah, this McLaren's gonna have loads more grip than the little Williams. I don't think that.
Almost the concept we did, but this could be the traction off the corner.
Look at that
Soft
grip.
on the McLaren and the hards on the Williams, and up into P13 for Science.
Absolutely easy overtake. Not even a thought. Just went for it. Phantom, P18, and FinFan also get penalties.
Phantom is on 18 actually. Last.
Back on the top or the front of the grass. 2 seconds to Ginger.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Okay, I really don't think that this mastermind strat is working. There's 8 laps left. I don't know if the mediums can drop off that.
I don't think they will.
I think
This may be bag set for Taylor and for Ginger, because perhaps.
Yeah, Ginger's
Let's go look at those
great.
penalties actually.
Oh,
Well, maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought. Well, I think
how many does he have? I'm gonna check
18 seconds. Anyway, up
Yikes,
front though,
that's-
this is great.
now. Not young. Deer
Yes.
keeps it in the inside. A little bit of an over. He's gonna go for a dive. He's setting it up. Look at how wide Not Y'all goes. Cannot. Oh, he still goes for it, even though there was. He wants to get the good exit side by side through Verstappen corner, and
Waiting around he goes.
he loses the end plate.
That's no front wing. That's the right end plate, and I believe some
Oof.
wing elements of Williams now off.
Is
Will he go to the pits? No. Well, I believe it's
He
just an
is
end
not
plate,
going
actually.
to.
I don't think it's the.
yeah, it's an end plate. I don't see any wing ornaments missing. No, it's just an end
So
plate.
let's go look at the here. Let's talk about fans. These are our BRL penalty masters. It's an award. Let's do that. That'll be funny. I'm kidding.
Oh, hi,
But
Maverick.
yes,
I
he does
see you in
have the
chat.
most. He does have the most penalties, as he's actually
Right.
overtaking Newt at the moment. Newt is boxing.
I think that
That is the
Phantom
most.
wants to take the most penalties award away from Sergeant Milk in Tier 4.
Ah, that's just.
Overtake on Neymar. He's all over, actually.
You should just stay on these two.
Yeah, I'm
I'll look
saying.
on.
It's
Boston,
close to the
he
back
actually
of roads.
gets- He'll go on to the softs.
He took
Yes,
the
I
medium
believe
to
he
the end.
has a gap. I mean, he doesn't actually have a gap. Yes, he does. He may have a gap. It's pretty close. I think he will barely get ahead. So that relegates Aus Formula and the Ferrari up into P4, which, at the moment, if I'm not mistaken, yes, I'm not, your provisional podium would be Taylor Formula Ginger. This Formula has no time penalties alongside with
Doesn't
Ginger.
wait? Doesn't Buraps only have
Buraps
6 seconds?
and Ginger both have 6.
Yeah, but Formula 17
and Formula
seconds behind.
is not.
What do you see?
It
I'm
says
gonna
he's
see.
2.8.
Do I have the wrong thing? Hold up. I have it on interval. The heck?
It says is something wrong here? There's something really wrong here.
Yeah, something's wrong on your end. They're not. He's not close
That
enough.
is-
He is
Yeah, that is
nowhere
not
near.
close at all. Okay. Let's go look at the
You
fastest
are,
lap
in
now.
fact,
Taylor.
incorrect.
Incorrect.
As Neymar the wide one, I think they're gonna go for it again. Neymar on the button. DRS.
Go look at these two.
This is a nice little scrap.
Because
Neymar is 2 for. Oh, and speaking
Oh,
of.
Speak of the devil, the Formula now has 3 seconds of time penalties anyway. But he's 34 seconds ahead of Cookie with a 9-second time penalty, so I think he'll be okay.
I think Formula's just pulling the Leclerc. He's vibing in P4.
It's just kind of chilling there.
Let's
But
have a nice time.
for the fastest lap, Boss Cookie, let's see what he can do, because that's probably going to be huge. He's on the medium, on the
As-
soft now.
We see a 3-way battle between FinFan, Science, and Rhodes for P11.
He's-
Nice little scrap.
So
Neymar.
look at the gap to leader.
Up to leader. Yeah.
Oh, that is a yellow flag. That is a.
That's
is
a
that
Phantom.
Phantom? Yes, it is.
I think, I don't know, I saw one of the cars get.
I think he may have.
Not
let
y'all's
them
ghosted.
through. Yes, he did.
Did he?
Phantom was letting. I don't know actually what
I
happened.
don't think he is.
He's
someone
he's
pitted.
lapped. I know that.
Rhodes pitted for mediums.
Yeah, Rhodes and
Ooh,
Smooth.
FinFan loses the car a little bit. So it looks like now Rhodes isn't going to be a part of our three-way fight. It's going to be FinFan and Sainz.
Rhodes.
FinFan, Sainz, and Neymar. Possibly even Wyborn. Yeah, Wyborn's broken
Not a
out
great
of the
race
DRS.
for FinFan, unfortunately. He's not been able to recover what he probably had. I mean, through Q1, it looked like he was pretty much there, as that's...
He's not using his DRS.
what is happening?
Someone's on AI?
I have no idea. Oh, that was... I think he's letting high... Perhaps. Yes, he is.
Oh.
So... let's go look through. Neymar and Wyberner's battle have kind of evened out.
Oh, Cookie.
Oski, like I said, with the fastest lap. I knew that was going to be a big thing with his softs. That is about a second.
And Buraps
That
gets
is
another penalty.
3 seconds.
I think that might be it for... That might just finish it off for Buraps, unfortunately. Pete, I don't think he's going to be able to catch Ginger.
He's 4 seconds, now 5, to the leader. And 9 seconds worth of penalties.
I think our deltas are
But
broken. I see
don't look
3.7.
now. That's intervals. I'm looking for the leader.
Oh, you're doing a leader, never mind.
Let's go look at the interval between Ginger and Taylor. That's getting pretty close, too.
There's a Williams just
Even though
vibing
Ginger,
with...
Ginger has 6 seconds of time difference, but winning on track, it still counts. My books. If you finish a P1, you can morally say you did it.
But
Pretty tough, though.
we
Taylor's
did
looking
it.
pretty,
As not young, just hanging out with Buraps. I really don't think the hearts are working for our Red Bull driver.
no, they really aren't.
As there's a yellow
really
flag, who is that?
That is, I think, a
Phantom?
Phantom. Yes, it is. He has a
Phantom.
puncture.
Phantom has a how old are his tires? 22 laps.
I'm really glad that ghosted, because that was about to be an mega collision
22
between him and
lap mediums. Can we just point that out? Wow. Phantom trying to stretch out the tires. Ooh.
Well, Phantom's having
I-
fun. He's
I don't.
got the most penalties, and he's got 22 lap old mediums to puncture.
I'm pretty sure if he pitted for hards early on, he could have been able to made it.
He probably did. He probably could have.
Rest in peace, Phantom. Tried too hard to stretch the tires. As Sainz is within a second of Wyborn, got past Neymar. The McLaren's absolutely making the car and the tires work.
Well, he has about 4 laps remaining for his McLaren to go and get as many points as he can. He's already in the points. He has 1 point to his name. So let's see if he can go any more roads with another time penalty. I believe that it seems like that is for him. That is actually his 15th. 15 seconds for him. 21 seconds for Phantom, so that's not good. He's now broken the 20s. That is a yellow flag, and that's out of the race. That
He
is
spun.
Williams and Neudel.
He spun. I don't know who we can get a perspective from. Oz Formula.
I may have gotten.
Oz. Oh, nope, the car's gone. Never mind.
Yeah, well, we're too late for that. But actually, there's a VSC.
Yes, so this is gonna let the
And,
drivers break or sign free. And who
Yeah, there's another
fastest
thing.
lap?
Check
Who
fastest
wants me?
lap.
Yeah,
We'll
I'm
definitely
trying
do
to look
that.
for it.
It's a 33.102 for Boss Cookie. DRS is enabled, but look at this, though. Guess who got an
Ginger.
amazing launch from the VSC? Ginger's now within DRS range. Can he do it?
Ginger could have a shot here, although penalty-wise, not at all.
Not
On
with
track.
penalties, but
On track.
on track, he has a shot.
That looks like an exact 1 second gap. I don't know if he has DRS.
He may.
He does
yes, he does. Maybe he doesn't.
I don't see his window
Definitely
open.
does. He definitely does.
Hold up. I'm looking through the stream right now. It's showing it. He does have DRS on your side, what?
It's
Well, on
game
mine-
is- Remember how I told you that, you know how you said that the game, it wants to work when it wants, I guess it will work when it wants to? I think that's
it's
one of
not
those
working.
times.
It's not working. I mean, I think it's just favoritized or just showing favoritism toward you.
I mean, I'm the one that the fans get to see, so I mean, I believe that is the way it works.
Yeah, but I'm the more likable person.
F.
No offense to you. Hey man, not being smart gives you that privilege, although it also means that people get annoyed at me easily, but you know. We're gonna talk about that.
Well, Ginger still has DRS. Barely, though. He's now back
Science is
in.
trying to get a move on Vibrator.
Let's go look at them. Joe, Vibrator and Science. That's a very awkward camera angle, but we'll go with it.
It's a beautiful camera angle. If you get into one on top
and
of
to the left.
DRS.
And down into P9. We'll look at the switchback for the Red Bull. He'll go to the outside. Nothing can be done for him there.
Ginger has a puncture. Ginger has a puncture.
Oh, does he actually have a puncture?
Ginger has a puncture.
He does. He has a left front puncture. That's going to open this wide
Ginger
up.
has a
Us
puncture.
Formula.
The
Could
tires
now be on the
cannot
podium.
make it to the end. This was a risk.
I told you, I don't know if it could. That's Horizon with a puncture.
This gives.
Does that mean Taylor Taylor could have a puncture if he does not worry about his tires?
You know who this opens up the podium to?
Charles
Charles Leclerc, Ars Formula.
Charles Leclerc.
Charles Leclerc driving a nice race, quiet race. Ginger. Wow.
That's really
So,
the
Taylor.
Paris treatment. He was 2 laps away.
We need to keep our eyes on Taylor. Could he pull a Lewis Hamilton?
Is it going to be a Hamilton at the 2020 British Grand Prix? Well, you never know, but what we do know is now we're coming on to the final lap of the Grand Prix.
I'm keeping my
One
eyes
more
on
time
Taylor.
around.
I say you should look for the battles.
Mile track. Well, I'll see if we had any. We do have one, I think.
Vibrators and FinFan, yeah. As Taylor's pushing hard this lap, I don't know if this it's gonna be awkward.
Well, FinFan will go up now into P11 and past the Alfa Romeo.
Ginger stayed out. He doesn't
Ginger
hit.
stayed out. He's gonna pull. He's pulling a Hamilton.
No, he's pulling. Actually, no, he couldn't pull a Bottas because Bottas pitted.
He's pulling a Hamilton. With now Horizon, he now has to worry about Formula, but Formula could bring Boss Cookie.
He has to. The furthest down he could go is Ryan. This could give possibly even Ryan a shot at one more place.
It possibly could. It's going to be really close with him.
The Ginger's going extremely slowly with the puncture. Actually, no, I don't think Ryan could get there. It looks like probably.
No, it's going to be close with Joe, I think.
Yeah, that might be the cutoff point. As Taylor does not have signs of a
Formula is
puncture.
still not even there, but we'll go and turn our attention back to the man, the championship leader, who came in. He was 0.04 of a second behind Buraps and looked like he could possibly lose his shot at the championship lead. Well, after 28 laps and a lot of drama later, he won't. He will win the American Grand Prix. That's Taylor up another 8 points. That will get the gap to 15 heading in to, I believe, Mexico. Buraps will finish P2.
I focus on
behind.
Ginger is right there.
Here we
oh
go.
My god. He's right
There's
there.
Ginger, there's Formula. There's Boss Cookie behind him. He can't turn.
No,
That's
he
gonna
can't.
Be Formula up. Look at Cookie. So that will get us Formula out of
Unless
nowhere.
penalties
He'll
decide
grab
to.
a podium.
He grabs it.
Wow.
Ginger gets P4.
Ginger will come across P4. What an unfortunate day. He was
As
P2.
Gatito spins. Gatito spins.
Gatito.
He spins
around.
twice.
Oh no.
As Science and Vibrator are having a
Science could-
scrap.
Oh my god. Science could do it. Look at Wibinator. Verstappen and Raikkonen.
Gatito, is he gonna get the point? He's in neutral. FinFan.
And
He's out of
FinFan.
fuel.
Wow.
He's out of fuel. Gatito's out of fuel.
Gatito's out of gas. What is happening? Look at Science and Wibinator.
Science.
Out of nowhere will grab P8. That is a stricken Alfa Romeo.
Neymar just throws the car.
FinFan will grab
Poor
P10.
fans.
Neymar. That is actually
Wait, that was
Phantom.
Phantom. Yeah, never mind. I thought
Gatito
Neymar's
got a
the
5-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. He now has no gas and no front wing and finishes in 12th.
Oh, he gets
that is a
shunted.
gigantic crash. That is now Rhodes.
What a race.
It started off in qualifying with the. I do not disagree with that driver today.
Ryan.
Not at all. Ryan could not get a lap in. Went down to 19th because of AI. got up to, what, 8th? But that's not the story of the day. The story is a 15-point gap with 3 races left. Mexico, Abu Dhabi, and Brazil. In that order, we have Buraps trailing by a little bit more. He closed up in Japan and had been farther away at CoTA. A win for Mercedes and a win for Taylor.
Taylor Chan driving a great race.
Taylor Chad.
Taylor Chan.
He is a Chad in that Mercedes.
I said Chan.
No, I said, never mind. I know what you said. I said Chad. Shut up. Anyway, Taylor will grab the win.
Taylor is the only driver to not get a penalty. Actually,
he has now joined the elite club of gods.
Brown and Smooth didn't get a penalty either, but Brown was dead.
Brown wasn't in the race, so unfortunate for him. Anyway, let's go through the finishing order. Taylor will be ahead of Buraps, ahead of Formula, ahead of Horizon. Boss Cookie will grab the fastest lap. Joe, then Ryan, Sainz, Wybrander, and #1 Fin will somehow grab the final point of the day. Neymar will grab 11th. He was so close yet so far. Deer Hunter, Gutito. We have Rhodes, Smooth, Unknown Newt, Brown, Heatwave, Phantom, and we lost the Williams of Noidle, or Natoil, or not y'all, or whatever, in this race. So after one heck of a Grand Prix, just really unfortunate for Ginger. That is, wow. Never have I ever seen something like that.
What an end to a race.
I mean, it was very it was shocking in qualifying, but I don't think it could have been ended any better. Wow.
So we have our
that was cool.
podium in the party.
Yes, we do. For one final time, we have Taylor on the top step, extending his point gap by 8 points over. Wait, no, it's 7. I am stupid. It's now 14. I am really bad at math. Ahead of Buraps in P2 and P3 on the podium from pretty much P4 all day, employing the Charles Leclerc strategy at Austria. You have Formula. Formula. Wow. Okay. So on the championship standings, this will actually hurt Boskiki a lot more than it hurts Buraps. Never mind.
I think we should go over the podium before we...
Yeah, we should do that. Let me stop talking because my brain stopped working. You want to go and do 2, 3?
Sure. So, Formula, what a drive. You were staying steady. P4, it didn't look like it was going to be anything better than that, anything worse. But you ended up getting a podium off of Ginger's puncture. Take us through the race.
I was very, very surprised he got a puncture. The start quality was horrible in Q3. Couldn't get a lap in. And the start was pretty decent. Got from P9 to P5, I think. And just sat behind Boss Cookie for a bit and couldn't get past him, so I went for the undercut. And yeah, I was just kind of driving on my own, and Boss Cookie pitted again. And I was like, oh, easy P4. And then his Ginger just started falling backwards, and I was like, oh, okay. It's gonna be freaking Lewis Hamilton all over again. So, yeah, it was very surprising.
Yeah, great drive, Formula. Great to see you on the podium. And yeah, so now Buraps, you were sad. You looked like you were gonna lose out to Ginger, and then he got his puncture. I don't know. I was saying personally the strategy wasn't gonna work, and unfortunately you couldn't really make the tires work. However, you didn't get a puncture, so yeah, just tell us through what happened.
Yeah, it wasn't my decision to go to the hards. That was the team's call. I would have put the mediums on if it was up to me, but this was the way it is. They didn't work in the second stint at all. The hards just had no pace, and yeah, I mean, you can't win them all. I think this track's definitely more set up for the Mercedes boys anyways, so GG's to them, and we'll get them next week.
Yeah, and CoTA, you can take it away.
All right. I do want to ask one question to Formula. Oh, I'm glad he didn't leave, because that would have been really ironic. Anyway, she's like, I want to ask a question to Formula. Leaves. Anyway, so you seeing Ginger on that final corner of turn 19, did your eyes open up? Just like
I realized as soon as Buraps got past him, because Buraps was pretty far behind, and I was like, shit, did he just go wide or something? And then the gap just got lower and lower, so it's like, I just had to push on the last lap, had to worry about Cookie behind me, which was freaking shitting me because I did not know if he was going to go for up the inside. And then I nearly hit the back of Ginger, so yeah, it was a bit surprising.
It was very fun, but we can't stall it any longer.
Yeah.
Taylor, you did it.
Finally.
Oh, by the way, congrats on Formula, sorry. I kind of just like, I'm not working today. My brain is not working. I'm all over the place. Anyway, congrats on your podium. Congrats on Buraps. He left, but you know what? Send my condolences to your sorrows. Anyway, let's finally move on. Top step of the podium to Taylor. P2 qualifying, and it looked like you two were set for a gigantic scrap that was between you, Taylor, and Buraps the entire race until the second stint actually came. So, with that being said, now you are 14 points ahead with 3 races to go. Does this change your strategy any more than it did going into this race when you're only about, what, 7?
Actually, this was my strategy coming in. These next 3 were must-wins for me. That is one of the only ways that I can secure the championship going into Brazil, is if I won these next 3. With some luck on my side, it would have worked, or would have been exactly what I had hoped for coming in with Ginger getting P2 to, gain 3 more points in the championship. But, yeah, I fucking feel so bad for him. I don't remember what his tires were on. I think he had just hit like 75% whenever they blew up too. So, feel bad for him. Congrats to Buraps and Oz Formula and P2 and P3. Yeah, head to Mexico and try and repeat.
That was really unfortunate, but a really great sight, I guess you could see up in the booth. Not obviously in the car. That is really unfortunate. Where did he get the podium at? You're right. Where did he get the podium again, or the puncture again? I know you probably found it somewhere in your raccoon.
He was entering.
I'm not paying attention.
I believe
I'm
it
I
getting
think
sacked.
it was in the S's. It was in the S's.
Yeah, I think it was Sector 1. So he did about 2 laps on a punctured left front tire and didn't crash. So I'll give him that. That's pretty hard to do.
Oh, surprised to see him stay out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's kind of what happened. It was the reverse of what happened at Monaco Tier 2. But maybe it worked out a little bit better for him, because you never know what really happens. But then he didn't have to change his front wing, so it could have. But it's a game of what could have happened. Now we're on to what did, and I guess we'll go back to Taylor. It wasn't that bad.
Oh yeah.
At least you weren't me. I vetted it in the turn 1. That's when everything broke loose.
At least you haven't bottled a
Not
couple
really
races.
else. Okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to get into this
Hey, man.
conversation. I actually realized everyone in this party have been in Tier 2 at one point in the season. That's great. Anyway,
Look,
not
we're all
really much
buddies.
really else to comment on you, Taylor. It was just kind of a...
Great
You were
job.
there,
Just
and you were just pretty dominant about it.
Yeah,
So,
pretty much.
congrats to you. Congrats to Buraps, who unfortunately, I guess, wasn't really the call he was looking for, but he still got P2 in the end. Congrats to Formula on his podium, those 3, the podium sitters. That really is going to help Ferrari in their battle. I believe, what was it with AlphaTauri?
it was with, I think, Racing Point and Renault. No, not Renault.
It may have been with all of them, if I'm honest.
No, because the main
But-
battle was between AlphaTauri and McLaren.
Oh, yeah, it was AlphaTauri and McLaren. That was the gap. So, yeah, Ferrari will probably actually gain... They may actually... Yeah, they're actually going to jump ahead to P5 in the Constructors' fight. So, good for them there. But that's pretty much going to do it. I can't really stall it out any longer. That's going to be the end of the Round 15 fight from CoTA and the Realistic Performance League. Once again, I am Hikatra. I was joined alongside by Ritzy
Hi.
and the podium sitters of Taylor, Buraps, and Formula. But that's going to be it. See you guys.